ElectraCast.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome to the Congressional Record Daily Digest, where we bring you all the previous day's U.S. legislative proceedings in 4 minutes or less. In today's episode, we bring you the Congressional Record for May 22nd, 2025.
Today, in Congress, the Senate introduced 67 bills and 12 resolutions across a range of national priorities. Among the most debated actions were 3 joint resolutions aimed at blocking waivers previously granted to the state of California. These waivers had allowed the state to implement stricter emission standards than federal guidelines. The Senate passed all 3 resolutions, signaling a potential shift in environmental regulation and state-federal dynamics on climate policy. The Senate also passed a bill to establish the historic Greenwood District, Black Wall Street National Monument in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This legislation seeks to honor and preserve the memory of the once thriving African American business district destroyed during the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. A series of resolutions were approved to recognize key communities and causes. These include declaring May as Older Americans Month and Jewish American Heritage Month, acknowledging Children's Mental Health Awareness Week, and celebrating Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The Senate also passed resolutions in support of National Foster Care Month and National Seersucker Day. In addition, the Senate formally congratulated Pope Leo XIV on his election and passed a resolution honoring the life and public service of former Senator Christopher Bond. The Senate adjourned the day's session in his memory. In the area of nominations, the Senate began consideration of several high-level appointments. These included Michael Duffy for Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition and Sustainment, Allison Hooker for Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, Dale Marks for Assistant Secretary of Defense, and Jared Isaacman to serve as Administrator of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Cloture votes on these nominations are scheduled for early June. Senate committees were active in budget planning for fiscal year 2026. The Appropriations Committee held hearings with officials from the Departments of Labor and Defense, as well as the Food and Drug Administration. These discussions will influence federal spending on workforce programs, national defense, and public health initiatives. The Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions advanced key nominees for roles in the Departments of Labor and Education. Meanwhile, the Judiciary Committee approved nominations for the next Administrator of the Drug Enforcement Administration and the Director of the United States Marshals Service. The House of Representatives was not in full session today, but conducted committee hearings. Subcommittees under the Foreign Affairs Committee reviewed emerging threats in South and Central Asia and examined the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, taking testimony from experts and public witnesses. Those were the key activities of May 22, 2025 in the U.S. Congress.
Subscribe to receive daily or rate or review so others can find us as well. Thanks for tuning in to the Congressional Record Daily Digest. This has been an ElectraCast media production. Executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. Produced and edited by Hannah Riggs.
ElectraCast.